Hey, first of all, guys, I want to thank y'all for coming out and spending y'all Saturday night with us. I especially want to thank y'all for sticking it out this long and not leaving already, because it's been rough so far. If you have thought about leaving at any point during the night, now's probably the best time to do it, because it's about to get a little rough. So let's go ahead and strap in and go into the picture again. A little bit about me. I grew up in a broken family, you know, the real American dream. My parents were never married growing up, still not married, full disclosure, but especially when I was growing up, I would live with my mom and I would go to my dad's probably about once a week. Now, my dad was the disciplinarian in the relationship, so I would never want to go over there, especially as I started getting older, because I know within a full week, I've done something that's worth getting my ass whipped over. So I would push it off a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, until finally I gotta go because the court said so or whatever. So I go over there, but I know I got 3 weeks worth of ass whipping waiting for me. And my dad didn't just do the physical punishment, he loved the mental game of it all as well. So he would tell me to go to his closet and go pick a belt. Now my dad is a salesman and a cowboy. So he's got every belt imaginable. He's got dress belts, cowboy belts, rhinestone belts, bedazzled belts, WWE title belts, Ric Flair. So I'd be standing in front of this wall of torture, just playing out the pros and cons like an NBA draft pick. So I'd be like, all right, if I go with the thick belt, he's not going to be able to swing it as fast, but he's going to hit a lot more of it. And if I go with the thin belt, well, he's going to swing it a lot quicker, but it's not going to hit quite as much. It would take me 15 minutes to pick a fucking belt. And I know the whole time, my dad's in the living room just laughing his ass off. So finally one time I was like, I'll give them something to laugh about. Brought that man a shoelace. I'm glad y'all laughed. He beat the fuck out of me with that shoelace. Good God. And look, my dad was the type too, as soon as that last whip hits you, he pulls you in tight and he hugs you, he's just, I don't want to have to do that. This hurts me more than it hurts you. I don't want to have to do that. Yeah, me neither. Fucking stop it, all right? You know how I know I don't want to do that? Because I'm crying right now. That's how. And I never believed him. It hurts me more than it hurts. Shut the fuck up. No, it doesn't. But look, now that I'm a little older, I have a kid of my own, and I have to whip him. I hate to admit it, he was right. It's harder on the parents. Sure, the kid's got mental pain, emotional damage, some psychological mess up in there, you know? But nobody ever talks about what all the parents have to go through. Like, ruining all my good belts, you know? Any fellas in here, you ever have that moment where you look at your dad and you just realize, you know what? I could whip his ass. I think that's a pivotal moment. You know, a lot of guys, they have that specific moment where they realize that. But me personally, honestly, never had that realization. Never. Probably because I always knew that I could take him. Now, I never had that first moment, but I do remember the first moment that I ever saw my dad's penis. This was the first time that I ever saw, well, first and only, that I ever saw an adult's penis growing up, so I guess that tells you how good my childhood was. I ran into the bathroom while he was using it one day, and I just get a real good look at this thing, man. So now, like, I'm just head to head with it, you know? And I just remember thinking, holy shit. I didn't even realize they made them that big. Now, in all fairness, I was like 6 at the time, and I didn't realize I was going to pass them up by the time I got 11. Now, when it comes to my dad, I wouldn't want to go over there because he was such a loud sleeper as well. And I wish it was just snoring that I'm talking about. Have you ever heard of sleep terrors? What it is, if you don't know, in the middle of sleep, they'll just wake up, be screaming and hollering. He had something very similar. He had sleep terrorists. So he'd be dead quiet throughout the house, and you would just hear, fucking horrifying, dude. One night, me and my dad were staying in a hotel together, and my dad was real sick. He had a sinus infection. A little tidbit about my dad: whenever he's sick, he is annoying as shit, okay? Because he's hacking and coughing. You gotta spit every time. Never swallow that phlegm. You spit it every time. So it's late, you know, we're trying to go to sleep. I'm in my bed, he's in his, and I can just hear him in there. Just... He spits on the fucking wall. I don't care how sick you are, that is never an option, okay? You can be on your deathbed and the cancer is seeping into your left testicular, still not okay to do that. That was the first time in my life I ever realized, oh, okay, there's gonna be times that I know better than my parents. Now, like I talk about my dad a lot, but I also had a stepdad growing up, and he was the fucking worst, all right? He was a real boy, you know, one of them. Big trucks, low education, those types. Just to give you an idea of the type of man he was, he once chased me around the house when I was butt naked, fresh out the shower, with a taser, all because I didn't take the trash out. I remember running through the house with, and I'll never forget, as long as I live, my mom looking at me just going, don't worry about it. If he hits you, I'll divorce him. That's not good enough, Mom. Do better, okay? Is it not enough for you that your sweet, precious baby boy is cowering in the corner, crying, butt naked, dripping wet with water and a little bit of pee? Have some empathy, woman. I'll be honest though, guys, whenever she said that, I thought about, you know, leaning forward and taking one for the team. Just kind of, bye-bye, dipshit, you know what? They're divorced now though, so fuck that guy. But I'm a firm believer that how you're raised has a big impact on who you become as an adult. For instance, if your dad's a cowboy like mine, you probably have a strong love for livestock and animals, like I do. If your mom fought some bitch in Walmart, chances are you shop at Kroger's now. If you were raised Catholic, you probably have a fetish for old men with funny robes and big hats. Ooh, y'all didn't like that one. I said probably, okay? Probably. But if the robe fits, altar boy. I gave y'all a chance to leave. Remember that. It's gonna get so much worse. So yeah, having a stepdad who clearly I hated, that was a redneck, I grew up with a resentment of rednecks myself. And the two things that I always resented, or there were two things that I resented more than anything. The first thing was how hypocritical they can be, especially when it comes to gay people. They'll let you know straight up, hey, boy, hey, I ain't no homosexual, all right? I ain't no homosexual. That shit's gay. But it was really weird because they're also the first person to always call their father's daddy. So all I'm trying to say is your daddy and my daddy are the same person. Thank you for that. That's such a... Now the second thing that I couldn't stand about rednecks, and the more obvious one, is the racism, especially when it comes to black people. Did y'all feel that? Y'all feel everybody's buttholes pucker up? I know what you're thinking, oh, don't make a whole lot of racist jokes, and I'm not gonna for very long. But no, like, I think if you really pay attention to that racism, it comes from a place of fear. And it's a fear that comes from a lack of understanding and an unwillingness to learn about another culture. And so I hate to admit it, but being raised by a redneck like that, I was raised with that same fear, if you will. However, OBs, I would like to let you know that tonight, Saturday, February 22nd, I currently have 2 black friends. Yes! Thank you. It's a personal record for me. Actually, if you want to get technical, it's like 1.5. You know, one of them's got a white mom, but hey, 3. I got 3.5. 2.5. Look, one of them's got a white mom, so I kind of count him as a half. But if you want to play the over/under, I call it up to 3 now. It's not me. It's not you. It's not you. He's not here. He knew not to come. But when it comes to my Oreo friend, I like to consider myself a bit of a father figure to him because, well, you know, But in all honesty, he's obviously had a lot of difficulties growing up with an absent father and a white mother. For instance, he would see his mom handle situations in a certain way that he could never imitate. Like, have you ever seen white women whenever they have to deal with company online or they're talking to the manager of the establishment? They are so loud and assertive, and they demand things for free, and they get discounts. Now imagine seeing your only parental figure handle situations like that and think, you can too, only to find out you're not a white woman. Oh no, you're a black male. And whenever you get loud and assertive, the only thing that you get for free is housing and meal plans when the police show up. Oh, that was not a good one. I warned y'all beforehand. Oh shit.
Everybody to go quiet.
Now, like I said, when it comes to my dad, he was a real smooth talker, all right? Especially with the ladies. He taught me plenty of lessons with women whenever I was growing up, and now I've been married for roughly 5 years. I like to consider myself a bit of a relationship expert, if you will. I learned plenty of tips and tricks, in the bedroom, like how to masturbate without waking your partner up, It's a good one there. Being that I've been married for much longer than most of my friend group, they often come to me and ask me questions of advice. One question that I get all the time is, Barrett, should we try butt stuff? My first question is always, is it for her or for you? And it's always for her, because none of my friends like to party, I guess. But look, my advice is if you want to try butt stuff, go for it, okay? Guys, next time you're hooking up with your lady, you're really putting that work in, or man, well, actually no, strike that. If you're hooking up with your man, you're probably already pretty comfortable with butt stuff, so reverse it. If you're hooking up with your lady, right, you're behind, you're really putting that work in, you're thinking now's the time, all right? What you're going to want to do, step one, take that thumb, reach down, wipe off that slug trail, okay? Save it for later, we're going to need it. Next, positioning is important, okay? Treat her beehole like it's a Roman soldier in the arena, and you're the mighty emperor, and you just sentence him to death. Take that thumb and turn it upside down, all right? After that, guys, it's pretty much just a nice little windshield motion. Now, tempo is everything. And if you ever find yourself getting lost and you're trying to figure out, what tempo do I do? Just treat her like she's a self-checkout at Walmart. You're scanning your items, just boop. Now look, I love having sex in my life, okay?
Thanks, I guess.
But another piece of advice for you guys is don't be so worried about doing something with a woman. Make sure that you can take care of yourself first, Every now and then just go ahead and celebrate Palm Sunday, if you know what I'm talking about. Because look, as much as I love having sex with my wife, the whole song and dance is like, an hour if you're good at it? I would so much rather just pretend to take a shit for 15 minutes, catch up on this week's episode of Family Strokes, and just get on with my day, Because look, turning on a woman, that's one of the hardest things to do. Guys, have you ever tried to turn on a woman from scratch? It's like playing a human version of Bop It. And sometimes it's easy, it's just like, twist it, pull it, bop it. And guys are oh God, we're fucking dumb. We're just like, I'm so good at this. No, you're not, all right? Settle down, Chad. Because sometimes it's going to be locked into expert mode, and you can barely keep up. And now it's like, flick it, bite it, spank it, choke it. Oh my God, choke. Real quick, ladies, what is with the choking during sex? If you're a woman in here tonight and you like being choked during sex, do me a favor. As soon as this is over, you go call your daddy, figure out where he fucked up as a parent, okay? As soon as you're done with that phone call, hang up, give Corey a call, 'cause he's pretty into that. Hey, speaking of sexual acts, have y'all heard this thing going around about how guys can apparently taste things through their testicles? One person, all right, you know what he's searching for. If you haven't heard, basically the idea is that if you can cover your nuts in a strong or familiar flavor, you can actually taste it through your testicles. Now, I thought it was a little bullshit as well. That is until my buddy told me that a couple weeks ago he's having sex with this woman, and she's so saturated that while having sex, through his nuts, he could taste her brother's semen.
Oh, yeah!
Now, you might be like me and have a million questions, okay? The biggest question I had was, how does he know what her brother's semen tastes like? And I was going to ask him, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? How he spends time with his family is his business. Thank you. Now, like I said, my dad's a real smooth talker, and he's also a very eloquent speaker, so obviously he's a great salesman. I once watched my dad sell butter to an Amish man, all right? You know how tough that is? He convinced him there was an online sale that he just couldn't pass up. You gotta be next level to make an Amish man create an email address just to on this butter sale online. Now, thankfully, I've gotten a little bit of that gene as well, and I sell home generators. The big ones that you put on your house for when the weather's getting crazy because God's mad that A's are getting married, or however you explain hurricanes. So whenever I sell these generators, I have to go to customers' houses and figure out what size generator they're going to need, what all we have to do to get them installed. Going to a customer's house, you can imagine the type of characters that I meet. And sometimes it's not even just these crazy stories. Sometimes it's just they say one thing so off the wall that it just takes me back and I have to recoup. Like one time I went to this old man's house and I was like, sir, do you mind showing me where your electric meter is? He said, I can't really think about anything right now. My dog just died, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Another time, this woman had gotten in contact with me. She wanted me to go out and take a look at a business for her. So schedule a good day and time for me to go meet with her. Get there, we go inside the business, ask her where her electrical setup is, and she says, I'm not really sure. I don't even work here. No. Me either, woman. Like, jeez. But sometimes it's just the customer is such a character that you can't help but laugh at him. We had this one customer we were doing an install for, we called him Skin Tag. We called him that because he had a skin tag growing out of his forehead. If you don't know what a skin tag is, when it's like Christmas or Thanksgiving and you all gather around Mama to take a picture with her just in case it's her last one. And you see between her shoulder blades, she's got like freckles and spots and what looks like a mobile skyscraper. That's a skin tag, all right? This guy had one growing out of his forehead like a fucking Make-A-Wish unicorn. And he was just a goofy dude, had no real social cues, and he was a big guy, like real, like fat-chested, not broad-chested, not fat stomach, like fat-chested. Like kind of like he was just storing breast milk for the winter. And he was one of those guys, like whenever he walked, like his arms didn't move, but as soon as he stopped, they were just like trying to catch up, So we're out doing the install for him, and this guy walks down his porch. I saw the other day, I was trying to change the batteries in my fire detector, man. That thing got stuck in already. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? So he's like, I'm up on the stool, man, and I'm trying to get this battery out. That thing's stuck in there, boy. So I get to crying, and finally I'll pop it out. And man, that thing hit me right in the mouth. And when he's saying right in the mouth, his finger is disappearing into his mouth. And one of my coworkers looks at him and goes, did it knock your tooth out? And you can tell immediately on this man's face, oh, this story does not paint me in the best light. And he just puts his head down and goes, yeah. And he died laughing. Like, couldn't help it, bust out laughing in front of this guy, and he just disappeared into his house. I only saw him one other time. It's 2 or 3 hours later, he comes back out. Hey, y'all seen my dog anywhere? Dude, I didn't know you had a fucking dog. Like, what are you talking about? Although it really doesn't surprise me that you can't keep track of a dog. You can't even keep track of all the fucking teeth in your head. Sometimes too, it's crazy just how uncomfortable I am in a situation. Like, I had to go to this house for autistic adults. I don't do well around special needs people. I was just never raised around them. I don't know how to talk with them. I don't know how to interact with them. And so I get there and immediately I'm already uncomfortable because they've got like 3 or 4 or however many come in a pack. I know you think that's offensive because it's about special needs people, but it's just a good observation, all right? Have you ever seen a special needs person by themselves? Of course not. They're always in groups. Those guys are ride or die, especially with them little scooters.
Oh my God, no.
They're on some gang shit, man. All no bloods, all crips. That's all I'm saying. I told you it was gonna get worse. So the breaker panel in these people's house is it's in the closet of one of the autistic adults, and so we have to go into his room to get to this breaker panel. And as soon as we walk in, he's just on the fritz because he thinks we're in there because he's in trouble. He thinks he broke something, and that's why we're in. So we explained to him that no, that's not the situation. The only reason we're in here is because the breaker panel's in here. So finally, he starts to kind of understand. Well, now he's just got a million questions, and this guy has no regard for personal space. So I'm in the closet. I'm taking the panel off, and this dude is like, right the fuck here, okay? Just breathing down my neck. Like, I can taste the pizza rolls on his breath. So I get the panel off, and I turn around to talk to the curator of the building, and that guy's still just right here, just open mouth breathing in my face, like. I was like, holy, sir, now I see you got like turn on all the appliances and everything, and the guy tries to save me. He talks to the autistic guy, and he's like, hey buddy, do you want to come help me turn some of the appliances on? And the autistic guy says, no, I'm okay, staying right here. So the guy asks me, Beard, are you going to be okay? And I have to say yes. I can't be like, no, I'm kind of freaking out over here. You might get Darth Vader out of my face. So he goes off and turns on all the appliances, and this guy's just asking me a ton of questions. And I'm trying to answer as many as I can, but like, I don't want to be too complicated where like he doesn't understand it, but I don't want to be so simple that like he, thinks that I don't trust him and he freaks out and rips my face off like a chimpanzee or something. So I finished getting the breaker panel put back on, and I'm just kind of like hand tightening the screws. And I got my screwdriver on the dresser here next to me. And out of my peripheral vision, I just see a hand slide forward, slowly grab the screwdriver, and then disappear from my line of sight. And I'm freaking the fuck out. Because now I'm just like, God damn, he's gonna stab me in the ribs all because like I brushed his sweaters the wrong way or something. None of which happened. I asked for the screwdriver back. He gave it to me. He was very sweet. I'm an asshole. Anybody surprised? No. Thanks, Dad. But all of those stories pale in comparison to the greatest interaction I've ever had with a customer. So I'd been in contact with this woman about going out and taking a look at her mother's house for a generator. The day finally comes, but it had been raining a little bit. So I call the daughter, make sure it's still okay for me to go out there. She says, yeah, it's fine. You go out, I'll call my mom and let her know that you're on your way. I said, all right, great. So I pull up to this woman's house and I'm walking under her carport, and underneath this lady's carport is the biggest fucking dog shit I have ever seen in my life. Like, no exaggeration, guys. I had to step over this coiled up anaconda, and once I finally get to the other side, now I'm feeling on cloud 9 because I just got past level 1. I get up to her door, I set my umbrella down next to the door, and I give her a knock. There's a little bit of commotion on the other end, and finally she comes and answers the door, and she says, who are you? I tell her, I'm with the generator company, I'm here to take a look at everything for you. And she says, well, I'm going to be right back. Now, the thing about this woman is she is a huge woman. And I'm not just talking fat, okay? She's tall, she's broad, she's a little fat, and she's wearing just this old tattered shirt with a ton of holes in it. And she's got these tiny little athletic shorts. It looks like her ass is trying to eat. Like, I can see cheeks, all right? Back and front, guys. So she tells me that she didn't know anybody was coming. She was taking a nap on the couch. So she's like, give me a second, I'll be right back. And she closes the door. So I'm like, okay, that's her lounging around clothes. She didn't know I was coming. She was taking a nap. Everybody's got clothes that you're just like hanging around the house with, you know, they're way too old, but you just don't throw them out. She realizes I'm here now. She's gonna go change. That's what I think is happening. So after about 4 or 5 minutes, she finally comes back to the door, exact same outfit. But now she is sweating and out of breath. And she's just like, so I had to put my parrot up. It took you 5 minutes to put your parrot up, and you didn't once think to put that fucking beaver up too, lady? I would much rather fight the parrot than fight that beaver. At least I know the parrot's dry, that beaver's dripping wet now. So she comes outside, she glances down the carport, and as she's looking down, she goes, is that yours? And I think she's pointing to the umbrella. So I say, oh yes ma'am, you know, I'll burn it down in case it starts raining again. And she goes, no, not that. That. And points to the pile of dog shit. She wanted to know if it was mine. How? In what world? Did she think that I'm just like driving over to her house just like, oh man, my stomach hurts. Oh, she's got a flat surface I can shit on. And then I just get out, walk underneath the carport, and just drop one off, and then just keep on walking, knock on the door like, oh, she won't notice that. So I had to say to this woman out loud with real words, no ma'am, that pile of dog shit isn't mine, which I was never trained to do. So she says, it's probably the neighbor's dog. Me and him been going back and forth for a few weeks. But what the fuck does that even mean? Would you like take a shit in his doghouse a week ago? What do you mean going back and forth? Do I need to call Animal Planet over here to document this dog versus beaver fight? Already, too much weird shit's happening for me. So I'm just like, let's barrel through the sales call so I can get the fuck out of here. So now I need to look at her electric panel. And her electric panel is in this outdoor utility room. Very, very small room, right? So I get the panel off, and it takes a few minutes to kind of check all the appliances. This is usually where customers feel like they have to feel the small talk, or feel the void of the small talk. You know, like crazy weather we've been having, or can you believe the size of that dog shit, or things like that. You can feel it building on this woman, and finally she just goes, you see all these holes in my shirt? And pulls it real tight like this. And guys, as soon as she pulled that shirt tight, her nipple poked out of one of the holes. Look, I love pizza, but I was not in the mood for pepperonis that day, okay? So immediately, I just looked straight up at the ceiling. You know, I'm a married woman. I'm not trying to deal with any of this. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Anyway. So I just look up at the ceiling and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I see the holes. And she's like, yeah, whenever I sleep too long, my parrot rips holes in my shirt. Yo, there was like 40 holes in this woman's shirt. Like, how long were you hibernating? How long were you asleep for? So again, just too much weird shit. So we just go back under the carport and ask her if I can see where her gas meter is. She tells me it's on the other side of the house, but she doesn't want to go with me because she doesn't want to, you know, walk through the wet yard. Which is fine by me, because I needed a break from this lady anyway. So I go around, take a few pictures of the gas meter, I come back around into the carport, and when I come around, this woman is straddled out over this dog turd, stick in hand, just breaking it apart like a 7th grade science project, you know, just like, remember like those little owl pellets that you would have to dissect to figure out what kind of animal they ate? She's trying to figure out this dog's last meal, right? She's looking for extra credit. So she's breaking this thing apart, and she doesn't see me. So I realized like I have to reintroduce myself into the situation. And there's a number of ways I can do it. I could just be like, hey, or what the hell are you doing? And just run up and be like, so I opt for just a little, and she looks up just real startled. I was just making sure it was really dog poop. And y'all, swear to God, she takes this stick, brings it up to her face and goes, yep, that's dog poop. else would entertain. Judging by the size of it, your only other option is bear shit. Like if a bear shits under your carport and no one's around to hear it, will some crazy bitch still smell it? Apparently so. Like overall, guys, I think the moral of that story is you either die a hero or you live long enough to sniff dog shit off the end of a stick. Hey guys, that's my time. Thank you so much for coming out.